Hello everyone, I'm Checo and this are the Nothing Ear 3, and after using them every single day for the past 2 to 3 weeks now, I think they do sound excellent, but the better the sound gets, the more obvious the problem becomes. Because they do start at £180, and great sound is no longer the finish line, it's just the starting point when we're talking earbuds. So today, let's talk about what Nothing absolutely nail, of course, and what starting to feel behind. So one thing that we can clearly say, it really matched the design from the Nothing Phone 3, Nothing Ear 3, because Nothing is all about design and personality. And with the Ear 3s that we got here, they are not chasing the most features, they are chasing a clean and premium experience. But the markets have completely changed. And as I mentioned, they cost £180, and you are no longer competing with mid-range earbuds. You are competing with, well, high-end, the best of the pairs, the Apples, the Samsung, the Bose, the Sonys out there. And that changed all expectations whatsoever, especially for ANC and transparency mode. Before talking audio, let's start with the physical design, because Nothing still does it very, very well. The transparent lid is back. There are subtle dimples all around for grip, like matte aluminium blends perfectly into the plastic. That white, you also got a lanyard holes on one side, a talk button, we will talk that in a second, and then you got a USB-C and a microphone and a light on the side. And one thing that I really like is how strong that magnet is. So you are confident that it's going to be closed in your backpack, yes or yes. But each earbud weighs around 5.2 grams, so 71 grams in total with the case, and they are IP54 rated, so swear and a light rate are not a problem. And overall, once you get them outside the case, they do feel quite premium, they do feel quite solid, and as I mentioned, they do follow, well, the Nothing design that we got from the phones, with some settle, like red dots, some colors, some transparency, and everything showing up. But how do this sound? Because these are using 12mm dynamic driver, and the tune is honestly excellent. The bass is punchy but super controlled, mids are clear, vocals sound super naturally, high in details, sometimes it's a little sharp but never too muddy. Listening to podcasts, audiobook, or different type of genre, different type of music, it's a real separation here, and busy tracks are not collapsing, everything is all together, and the IQ and the audio personalization actually works really, really well. You move a slider on the Nothing X app on your device, and no matter if it's a Nothing or iPhone or Samsung, and you can personalize it everything however you desire. There are also LDAC support for high-res audio on compatible devices, which help getting this a wider sound stage. But honestly, sound is solved. They are brilliant. They do sound amazingly, honestly. They do the job really, really well. And that's the important part, because it set the bar for everything else. So sound so far is at the top. They do sound brilliant, but they're not the best overall, because active noise cancellation is super inconsistent. Sometimes it works well, like low hums, background noise, like fans and sets and stuff like that. But other times it feels underpowered. So in public transport or busy streets, or when a lot comes through, it's still coming through. Everything is still coming through. It's not bad. It's better than not having nothing. But if you need to rate it in a 10 being the maximum ANC that you have ever heard in your life, this comes in a shy 6 out of 10. So not impressive by the active noise cancellation, but also not impressed about the transparency mode either, because this is where the thing just completely fall apart. They just don't fully work. Like, it works, but it sounds very artificial, very robotic style, and more important, the bass. When you're listening to any song, any type of genre music, the bass just disappears when transparency mode is on. So I think that's what giving you the transparency mode. It's not really using much the microphone. But yeah, the moment I switched in while walking outside, it was obvious. Like I was in transparency mode because music lows, all the weight that it got, it sounds so super thin. And this earbud also sound the best when ANC is enabled. And at nearly £200, transparency mode should not change how your music sound. It should just activate the microphones and let you just listen a little bit of that outside. But this is where the Ear 3, honestly, they start feeling behind the competition. And I want to mention battery as well, because nothing have been very clear. ANC on with this ones, you get about 5.5 hours. And they're okay for a whole day, but you know, wearing both ANC on, yeah, after maybe 4 hours, depending on the volume, of course, but maybe like 4 hours on and off, they just die completely. But you know, you plug it in the case for a couple minutes and you just get like back to 30, 40, 60% of the battery. So they are okay battery. They're not the best either, but they're good. Here's the bigger picture, because nothing have nailed the sound. So future versions doesn't need to do a lot to improve. The Nothing Ear 4, 5, maybe even a 3.5. They don't need to change a lot. They just need to have a little bit better of ANC and a much better transparency mode. If you're going to be selling those features at the price, as I said, nearly £200, need to be right, because you feel like it was an afterthought. And something else I want to talk as well, because the whole point of the case is the super mic at the bottom. You may have seen it there. We do have a talk walkie-talkie style at the front, and it works. Okay, I'll give you that one. It does super work. So if you're wearing and you are listening to some music and someone call you, you can talk through the earbuds. The sound is not super clear through the earbuds, but this is where you press the talk, light come on, and then you can easily use talk to the case. Okay, so right now I got the Nothing Ear 3 on, and the audio is coming straight through the Nothing Ear 3. So my voice is going through my ears and using the microphone earbuds. That's perfectly fine. But now we got the talk over here. So when you press it, green light come on, and instantly you can see that the audio is it's less compressed. Let's start from there. And also it's more wide, it's more open. You got better focus, the microphone is focused, is straight in front of the source, and it does sound pretty good. One thing that I noticed right now, I'm filming this over here with my Nothing Phone 3. In iPhone, this is not working, not with the iPhone app or not with that Blackmagic app. I'm gonna switch back to the AirPods so you can see the difference. But this is the different one audio I've seen this way, just with the Ear 3 headphones on. It sounds very compressed. With the microphone in the case, you got better clarity, but I do think that Nothing have missed the opportunity here to use this in a completely different scenario. It works really well with a Nothing Phone 3, so that's something. Now the light is back on, so that's something to keep in mind. Have not tested with other Android phones, but yeah, Nothing ecosystem works flawless, and you can clearly see the difference. The image may be coming from this camera, the audio is coming from the filming down on the Nothing Phone 3 over here. Noise cancellation is okay, it could be better. That's because the microphones. Transparency mode, again, the microphone. I think I'm just gonna blame everything on the microphones on this. But it's an opportunity miss here, because you got that light there and you can talk. And also you can use it as a walkie-talkie style. So if you're in a place with a lot of sound, not all sound are going to be going through the earbuds. You can just press to talk, walkie-talkie style. You get a little blip on your ear and you can start talking now to the other person. And then when you finish your sentence, everything just going completely quiet. And it's no afterthought behind, it's no after processing behind. But here's the final take. It's a final take on all this. They are good. they are excellent. The Nothing Ear 3 sounds above everything else so far. The materials are premium, the design is thoughtful, and it does work really, really well with the Nothing ecosystem. Apart from the design, inside, once you got it paired, it does everything, just goes perfectly. It connects seamlessly, very similar to Apple as well, but once you open the case, they connect seamlessly and you can just play here with everything that you got. Brilliant, excellent. But I must say they are just inconsistent. I do love the pinch that they got here, and it's quite tactile. I do like it, instead to be sliding or trying to find a capacitor button, you do have a little button here that it works perfectly fine to play, pause, answer the phone. But I feel like they just, one team didn't talk to the other very well here on the Nothing headquarters and the design table. The design was brilliant, the sound is brilliant. They just missed the opportunity on, well, transparency mode, ANC. Whoever was the designer of the talk to speak, why you didn't use this as something else? I don't know. You can use it as a recorder for the Nothing phone. If you got a Nothing phone right now, you can see that yellow line is recording, and that's recording a note. So yeah, if you're listening to music and a thought comes to your head, you can quickly talk there, and yeah, it's going to record that one. But I feel it's a missed opportunity here. But if Nothing fixed that transparency mode, improved the ANC, and unlocked that super microphone for any other reasons, this could be class leading earbuds, to be honest. I'm just gonna leave it there for today. Hopefully Nothing can just roll an update and maybe fix all this in software or something. But yeah, they sound excellent. Just don't be in a super busy place, because transparent mode is not the greatest. It works, but it's not the greatest. Well, until next one, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Checo Tech. See you soon.